Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who this world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and Rakakwadash is the true name of the Holy Spirit. Rakakwadash meaning Spirit, Holy in Paleo Hebrew, and Bahashem is a phrase in the Paleo Hebrew meaning in the name, in of course the Paleo Hebrew language, and I want to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders, especially of Great Millstone, who rule and teach a 100% truth well, and shalom unto the hopeful elect. And as well as that, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, meaning and in Paleo Hebrew, by the way, but I'll just say it simply. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are the one and only true names that we are to be calling on, all right, and of course in Paleo Hebrew language, all right, in order to be eligible to receive salvation in these perilous times, all right, because Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are, of course, names in the Paleo Hebrew. All right. The Lord gave us a pure language in order for us to call on those names, man. All right. So you can't just say the translated version of their names, aka what they mean. All right. Which Yahweh means he is, he exists. He is. All right. Yah meaning he, Hava meaning exists. All right. And Yahweh Shai meaning he delivers, he saves. Yah meaning he, of course, and Yahweh Shai meaning delivers and saves. All right. But of course, this lesson again, another update. Digital ID is on the rise. All right, and essentially I got this video. I'm gonna play like a minute or two of it, man. All right, but essentially the main point of this lesson is to show you that digital ID, all right, and really just not digital ID in of itself, but and things similar to it are in general just spreading. All right, and we know, and well, you should know that digital ID is not the MOTB, but it's a step closer to it. All right, and in case you didn't know, the mark of the beast is the microchip implant, the RFID microchip. All right, more specifically, in terms of microchip implants, two examples are Neuralink and the RFID microchip. All right, that's what it is. All right, but I'll play this video, get some precepts, and Lord willing, it's edifying, man. All right, let's just get it. All right, because now I believe this video was talking about Malaysia. All right, so it's spreading, man. All right.
So age verification just keeps getting worse and worse. People just keep ignoring it, and I'm starting to get really tired of it because Malaysia is banning social media for people who are 16 and under from January 2026. They are going to have to provide ID verification to use social media, and obviously that means anyone. Even if you're an adult, you're still going to have to provide an ID to prove that you're an adult. So what does that mean? It is just yet another attempt to collect information from the public, and this just keeps spreading to more and more countries, and I am so sick and tired of seeing people not talk about this. I don't know why people are so hesitant to talk about how fast age verification is spreading. I don't know why people don't make YouTube videos on this. It's just like a really weird situation because this is just going to keep spreading more and more. And I constantly keep seeing people say in the comments or even in their own YouTube videos, oh, I don't have to worry about it because I live in this specific country and there's never going to be age verification there. Think again. Age verification is spreading rapidly. It is going.
All right, and hold up. I'm gonna skip back and
more and more. And I constantly keep seeing people say in the comments or even in their own YouTube videos, oh, I don't have to worry about it because I live in this specific country and there's never going to be age verification there. Think again.
All right, you got Kenya, India, Indonesia. All right, all right, but I'll just continue the video. All right.
Age verification is spreading rapidly. It is going to hit your country eventually, and the idea of thinking that, oh, as long as it's...
And yeah, all right, not just age verification in of itself, but that MOTB, man. All right, because as we'll get in a later precept, all right, the hour of temptation is going to come upon all the world, man. All right, not in by whole world. It does not mean America and Europe and Russia. No, it means the whole world. All right, so your African countries, will the poor, they don't. What infrastructure do they have? How can they? Nope, that's coming there too, man. All right, it's coming all over this world, man. All right, it's gonna come upon all the world to try them that dwell therein, and only the elect are going to pass, man. Okay.
Not happening to me, it's okay. That is a very, very flawed mentality. A lot of the countries that you guys are seeing right here in front of you have passed age verification laws only within the last few years. Most of them have passed age verification laws this year, and this list is just going to keep growing more and more, with Denmark also joining the fray to make sure that they're going to be banning social media for people who are 15 and under, and all of these countries are mandating age verification for those websites and those social medias, and this is just keep spreading more and more. States in the United States, for example, there's like almost half the states in the United States have age verification laws now.
All right, so half the states, man. All right, almost. Okay, and I'm gonna see if I can get that stat real quick. All right, and here, all right, how many U.S. states have adopted digital ID as of late 2025? At least 14 U.S. states and Puerto Rico have fully adopted digital ID or mobile driver's license. All right, programs that are accepted at select TSA checkpoints. Many more states have passed legislation or are in the process of launching pilot programs. All right, these specific states have implemented the digital ID, and the platforms they support vary, but currently include Arizona, California, Colorado, Georgia, Hawaii, Illinois, Iowa, Louisiana, Maryland, Montana, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, Ohio, Utah, Virginia, West Virginia, Puerto Rico. All right, so it's spreading. All right, yeah, it's spreading, and you cannot stop it, man. All right, because you got some people talking about fight. All right, fight for our freedom, which really, it's the Lord's plan, man. Actually, it's the Lord's plan to have Esau bring all of this forth in order for prophecy to come to pass, man. All right, the Lord's bringing these prophecies to come to pass, and that's good. We want that because, well, if there's no prophecies coming to pass, then we're just stuck here. All right,
Now, it started with adult videos on the internet, then it spread to social media, then it spread to the App Store, then it spread to Google Play, and we're going to get to the point where literally everything is going to require age verification. The route we're going, you're going to have to provide age verification to use the internet. You guys think that I'm joking, and you guys think that this can't happen, but I am being serious. It went from adult videos to the App Store on Apple. This is spreading so rapidly, so quickly, and like I said at the start of the video, I'm really getting sick and tired of seeing people ignore this. They talked about it when it happened on YouTube, and they were like, yeah, this is a big deal, and this needs to stop, and I was one of those people. But right when it started spreading to other websites and they kind of just accepted what happened on YouTube, it all quieted down. The noise quieted down. It's really unfortunate that people only talk about a situation when it gains a lot of traction, and they can.
All right, but I think that's enough. All right, so let's get, and yeah, pretty much, when the MOTB fully comes, man, you're not gonna be able to do anything in this society. No internet, all right, etc. without the MOTB, man. All right, but let's get 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. All right, these are common precepts, but might as well get it. All right, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And again, his devices go into pretty much his mental perception, thought, and evil purpose, that which thinks, the mind, thoughts, or purposes. The perception, all right, the intellect, disposition itself, device, mind, thought. All right, so his plans, essentially. All right, his thoughts, okay? And I'm going to get some. All right, here it is, gradualism. All right, because gradualism is one of Esau. All right, the man who's coming is after the working of Satan's many devices, man. All right, gradualism. All right, gradualism is a principle that change occurs slowly and incrementally over a long period rather than through sudden drastic shifts. All right, but I'll skip this. Esau's evolution theory is a bunch of bull. All right, but let's get this one. All right, here. In social and political theory, a policy of in principle, a policy of achieving a goal through slow, controlled steps rather than through radical change. All right, because you have a lot of gradualism going on, man. An example, all right, is pretty much that big gaming platform Roblox, man. All right, pretty much they're introducing, I believe it's like by January. All right, because one of the things you can do on Roblox is chat, man. All right, but by starting January, these players now they gotta show a selfie of themselves in order to be able to chat, man. All right, and yeah, that's not necessarily digital ID, but it's just another pretty much verification, pretty much biometric, man. All right, now you gotta show your selfie, your face ID, this and that, and it's just another step, all right, closer to the MOTB, man. So you got even these gaming websites that are pushing towards that mark of the beast, man. All right, so Esau is gaining at everyone's aspects of life, man. All right, and it's no coincidence that it just so happens to be happening at the same time. Okay, all of a sudden, it seems as if all of a sudden, now all these countries are adopting digital ID or extra verification, which is just eventually going to progress into further and further stages until that mark of the beast. All right, okay. In social and political theory, principle. All right, and I already read that. But yeah, actually, that's pretty much all I need for that. All right, but gradualism is another one of Satan's devices, man. All right, and again, it's spreading. All right, it's spreading, man. All right, not just physically, but also on the internet, man. All right, on your gaming platforms, this and that, man. So it's gonna spread into everyone's into all the aspects of life, man. All right, you know, and it's all to get everyone conditioned for that MOTB. Revelation 3 verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, this is Yahweh Shai speaking, evident by the red letters, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right, so all the world, you know, world, the inhabited earth, the portion of earth inhabited by the Greeks in distinction from the lands of the barbarians, the Roman Empire, all the subjects of the empire, the whole inhabited earth, the world, the inhabitants of the earth, men, the universe, the world, all right, you know, globe, all right, you know, so all the world, man, all right, okay, you know, and the hour of temptation is when that mark of the beast is made mandatory, okay, you know, and yes, this is not the mark of the beast, of course it's not, but, you know, this and that and all this AI, you know, age verification stuff, all right, you know, it's just, it's also all a step closer, man. It's all related, okay? Revelation 13, verse 16. All right? And it calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound to receive a mark in the right hand or in the foreheads. All right? It doesn't matter who you are in this society, man. They're going to make it a requirement in order to survive, all right? And, well, in order to exist here, man. All right? Otherwise, you're going to be labeled an enemy and pretty much outcast, man, okay? And that mark, you know, that mark, if you go into it, it's something, it's clearly something physical, man. All right, they're going to pierce you, okay? You know, they're going to pierce you with that microchip implant, man, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, okay? All right, so pretty much you're not going to be able to buy or sell, and really by extension participate in the society at all, okay? Here's wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636, okay? You know, so pretty much there are, you know, the Lord is going to make these Edomites bring forth this MOTB, man. All right, you know, all across all the earth, man. Okay, you know, and we're in that time. Okay, you know, of course it hasn't happened yet, but it's about to. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right, you know. And hey, it's speaking, man. All right, and it's coming. It's coming. It's not tearing, man. We see it. We see the progression, man, towards it. Okay. Let's get Proverbs chapter 19, verse 21. All right, and the reason why I had this is because I saw some comments on this video, essentially saying to fight, to pretty much fight, man. All right. You know, against this, man. Let's end this. Keep fighting. You're gonna have to sue the United Nations. We must all come together and stop this crap from getting globally. Yeah, I agree. All right, but really they are not stopping this. All right, because again, literally, it's right here. All right, Revelation 13 verse 16, man. All right, all of this verification stuff has a lot to do with it, man. All right, they're not gonna stop it, man. All right, in fact, it's gonna get worse. All right, it's gonna get worse. Proverbs 19, verse 21. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord Yahweh thou shalt stand. Verse in the NLT, you can make many plans, but the Lord Yahweh's purpose will prevail. And the Lord's purpose is to have Esau bring forth that MOTB, and of course to gather him and these other nations into that valley of Yahweh Shaphat for him to judge their butt. All right, for him to judge them, man. All right, to obliterate them. Okay. And of course, they're not gonna, you know, all the nations are not gonna be obliterated, but the people there, all right, that are fighting against the Yahweh Shai, yeah, they're all gonna be obliterated, man. All right, but you know what I mean, okay? All right, so these people, they cannot stop it, man. All right, who hath resisted his will? All right, no one can resist the will of the Lord. Yes, it is the will of the Lord to bring forth this stuff, man. All right, you know, to have that MOTB come forth, so he can test the whole world, and of course, only the elect are really gonna pass, man. All right. Job 20, 22, 23. The fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. When he is about to fill his belly. And this is talking about Esau, Edom, man. All right. And when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. All right. So when Esau, Edom is about to fill his belly, you know, he's about to win. All right, per se. Okay. You know, he's about to enjoy this so-called new world order, all right, he's not going to be able to fulfill it, man. All right, the Lord is going to bring forth those iron weapon. He shall flee from the iron weapon, which is the nuclear missiles, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. All right, you know, it is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his galls. Terrors are upon him. Okay, you know, let's see. This pointeth devices. Man, I spelled that wrong. Devices crafty. There we go. Job chapter 5 verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, man. All right, you know. So Esau's not going to be able to perform his new world order, man. The Lord is going to take him down before he can do that, man. Okay, because the Lord set a time in which Esau cannot pass, man, and Esau, of course, cannot pass that time, man. Once that second hits, he's done. Okay, so Esau is not going to succeed, man. All right, but he is going to per se succeed in microchipping most of the world. But you know, his actual goal, yeah, he's not going to reach it, man. All right, because the elect, there's still going to be many of the elect alive. All right, you know, he's going to kill some per se, but again, they're just going to be back because the dead in the Mashiach shall rise first. So really, you know, he's so screwed, man. And again, and part of the reason why he's going to come down with that great wrath, because, well, he knows that he hath but a short time, man. All right, he's going to make a final desperate attempt to get rid of Jacob, and it's just gonna fail. All right, you know, his plans are gonna all come to naught, man. All right, and he's gonna go bye, man. He's going to go straight into slavery. All right, you know. Okay, and again, you can't stop this, man. All right, so will of the Lord. All right, but you know, with that, you know, Lord willing, that was a decent update. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Well, Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom wa abad babal. Shalom.